So, you're tearing down your house and you find a copy of Action Comics #1. Do you give it to me so I can sell it?
So he can sell it.
Do you keep it or do you sell it?
Oh, I keep it.
Yeah.
Why would you keep it?
I keep it for a zillion reasons.
You don't like your money?
No, I love money.
No, that's a
love
zillion and one
money.
reason.
That is
That's
a
right.
zillion and one reasons, yeah. I would keep it because it's a piece of history. I'm just such a nerd for these things. I actually have a signed copy of X-Men #1 hanging on my wall. We went and hunted down Stan Lee when he was at Baltimore Comic-Con. And he was
But nowhere near the value of Action #1.
Well,
No.
but it's still hanging in my house because it's Superman. Superman is actually how indirectly I got into comics.
Okay.
My dad used to be into comics and then got out of it when he was going to university and things like that. And then when the death of Superman became a thing, he's like, I got to get back into this again. So Superman, even though he's definitely not by any stretch of the imagination my favorite superhero read, does have a special place in my nerdy little heart.
So let me present this to you. So you put X-Men #1 up on the wall,
Yes.
which is fine. So Action #1 has a current value on some of the better graded issues of about $1.5 million, roughly estimate.
Yeah, whatever.
Roughly estimate.
Over $1 million, anyway.
So you would put $1 million issue hanging on your wall. So now you have to buy security, so nobody comes in and steals it.
I have dogs and
You
a
have to
husband.
get insurance. Well,
My
do-
husband's
dogs-
very tall and goth.
Well-
He's pretty scary.
Well, if somebody wants $1 million and they can't go to Wells Fargo without going into a bunch of security, your house has dogs and bang bang bang, $1 million issue, do do do.
Or if
you're
people
on
are
a
going
fire.
bang,
You're
bang,
also
bang,
a fire.
it's not going
How
to
about-
matter at
how
that
about a
point, is
fire?
it?
No. But if
You're assuming, though, that people are going to know that it's there.
one slip up saying, "Oh, I got that issue," you do.
And who's going to believe them?
This place will because they know you keep it. Me, they wouldn't even come near my house. Oh, he doesn't have it. He flipped that already. Because they're going to see, like I've said before, you'll see a picture of me with the issue smiling and me with an issue with the check and having a good time in the Bahamas or something. But no, I honestly say that if you keep that issue, if you don't keep it in a secure place, if something happens to your home, burns down, flood, whatever, you have to definitely buy insurance on it because if it goes down in value because you let it fall or, the fire, whatever, there's more costs associated with it to keep it than to sell it and make money because it goes up in value, but it doesn't go up so much more that if you didn't take that 1.5,
It'll never go up again until someone else pays a higher price for
right.
it.
Or
Right
what
now,
happens-
it's at its ceiling, and that's kind of how the comic book collectible world works. It's only worth what you can get for it. If no one ever
Right.
paid more than $1 million for it, we wouldn't even be talking about it.
Right.
It's, so until someone pays 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 million for it, it's not,
Right, and you can only charge
that's
what the
gonna-
market will bear.
yeah.
So what happens then if somebody opens up an old cellar full of boxes of comics and they found out, hey, here's 10 more issues of Action #1. That's going to drop the value down. So instead of you
Well, I
taking
don't
a
know
million,
about that.
it's going to put the value down because there's more on the market.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm not putting it on my wall because there's $1 million value on it. I'm putting it up on my wall because it's a piece of history and it's nerdy and I love
it's
it.
cool.
If you take stocks, you split a stock, value goes down.
I know how that works.
So then the same thing. You have more issues. You have more stock of an Action Comics.
Well, it's not the same thing.
it's kind of like the same thing.
Not really.
Yeah, kind of. It's more. You have rarity equals increase, like the.
Not always.
In what ways it's not?
Well, there's a lot of comic books out there that they didn't print that many of them, and they're not worth crap. It doesn't matter. A low
They're
print
not
run.
action.
Exactly. You can't
Right.
duplicate something like that all the time. So it's a fluke. You can't. It's not like a stock. Believe me, if I could take my comics to the bank and turn them in for the money that they're valued at, I'd have the money.
Well, there's no doubt.
But there's
we're not
that's
talking
not
about.
really how that
We're not
works.
talking about Rob Liefeld's Reborn series
Cable
of
number
Captain
1.
America.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, Heroes
right.
Reborn.
Okay. I mean, we can't. But if you want to talk about if somebody found 100 issues of Action Comics #1 in mint, that means rarity is now diminished because it's no longer as rare as.
rare-
If that guy
Now
puts it
listen.
on the market.
Listen,
but that's the
if you
idea.
were
He
holding
told
on to
people
maybe
I have
he
100
doesn't
issues.
put it on the market.
Yeah, if he holds
If he never
on to
puts it on the market, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, what he has to do is slowly put it on the market so
What
the
if
guy
he
doesn't
decides
go.
never to do it?
Well,
What
then
if he has
never-
1,000 copies?
Well, if we're
of
going
it
to
and never puts it
speculate,
in-
we're going to
Well,
speculate that he does.
But
He
what if
does
there-
put it on
and
the
what if there are
market.
1,000 copies of really horribly graded comics? Like if you have
No,
an action
horribly graded action comics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if
specific.
they're horribly graded,
Well, then
it's
that's
still
going to
not
make
going
yours better because let's just say it's a 9.5.
It's a
Yeah.
crapshoot, to be honest
Right,
with
it
you.
is a crapshoot.
Right.
It's a crapshoot
But
when it comes to any of the value of any of
That's
this
all
stuff.
speculation, but what isn't speculation is taking that $1.5 million and investing it in certain areas. If you wanted to invest it into, currently land is a good commodity to get into. Currently, certain stocks. I mean, hell, look at if you got in on Facebook, ground floor level, Apple ground floor.
Yeah, but that's risky business, and
Sure it is.
it's,
So is keeping a $1.5 million issue hanging
I'm
on
gonna
your wall.
I'm gonna break your heart right now. I'm gonna break your heart. Are you ready? I take my toys out of the box to play with them.
It's cool,
Yeah.
but because they make millions of them, so that again.
But they're there
It
to
doesn't
be
matter.
enjoyed.
Hey, I don't
Sure.
bag my comics.
They're there to be enjoyed.
Good, thank you. Keep,
I
keep
just
mine
put 'em-
more. Keep mine more mint. Sweet.
Yeah, there you go. And you know what? You're going to get a lot more money for them than I will.
I hope.
Well, but then you're also gonna run into the problem that you'd mentioned in a previous episode about the Wolverine with a hologram cover and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Those were meant to be collector's editions, and everybody bought it.
Yeah.
Right,
And
and that's,
that
and
was-
that's the problem. Like X-Men number
that
one
was a
with Jim Lee.
fanboy trap.
Right,
That was a fanboy
That's
trap.
a good term.
It's
Fanboy
not-
trap, exactly.
You cannot create something and say, this is going to be a collector's item. No.
No.
That's not how collector's items work.
Exactly.
Well, that's why kind of Deadpool is a hotter issue now because it was on a dying run of New Mutants,
New
right?
Mutants.
So everybody knew that was ending because
Well,
X-Force was
well,
coming. I mean,
yeah.
it wasn't. It was
Yeah,
ending,
yeah.
and everybody knew there was a new
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
happening.
there's something else
But
coming.
that
Yeah.
was a dying title, so people didn't. Retailers didn't buy as many copies because they knew those issues were dying. I mean, not dying, but it wasn't popular. Wasn't popular.
Yeah.
New Mutants wasn't
Well,
popular.
no,
when they did
it
this.
wasn't. Yeah.
So
it's-
that helped because they didn't make 500,000 issues.
Yeah, but
Right.
it helps. But you know, when it comes to character popularity, there's no real rhyme or reason to it.
no, because who
There
thought
isn't.
Deadpool could be where he is today?
Yeah, I mean, and
Minor character, which he was. I mean,
yeah,
he appeared in
I mean,
'98.
and you never know. For every character that becomes very popular and very much a money-making thing for a company, there's 1,000 characters that did not
Died.
become.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, and we talked a little bit about this before about the, writers, creators getting paid, per
Creators'
job.
rights. Oh, yeah.
I hired you to do this comic. The company's the one that put in all the money and the investment and put it out there to the people and the advertisement, all that, blah blah blah. Hey, if it takes off, great. But if it doesn't,
Oh, right.
that's
a
a loss.
I agree.
So,
But one thing is when you're creating a character, like you said, and there's so many ones that aren't popular now, the thing is, in time, a writer gets a hold of that character, refurbishes it a little bit, retools it, tweaks it, like Wolverine, because he was a villain originally to the Hulk. People retooled him, redefined him a little bit, so those worthless comics can become expensive in time. Because right now, the Deadpool movie is going to have Domino and the Weasel and Copycat. So you're going to see 3 other characters whose first appearance in the comics could go up slightly because of it, because of a renewed interest. And that was Copycat was in X-Force.
Is Domino X-Force too?
Yes.
Her first appearance was like 9. Like she got revealed finally because Copycat was playing her. But what happened was Copycat's first appearance was in I forget what title, but it was again a title that nobody threw, wasn't popular, but he had to have those issues. It wasn't a top 10 issue. So those issues, since they weren't ordered a lot of, if you want to, get those other characters, now because of the movies coming out, these characters are going to see some renewed life. Then if they get popular and somebody retools it a little bit, because think about it, Deadpool was a villain, so villains always have to be defeated, then get put away for a while. Then they start realizing people like Deadpool, we have to retool him so he can always come back, because he can't sit in jail for 2 years and once every 2 to 3 years make an appearance, like the Joker. Everybody loves to read the Joker, but he can't be there every single time. He's got to take a break. So it was good that they retooled it in that sense. So getting back to the action part, yes, I think personally you take a risk either way, keeping it or selling it, because if it goes up further, that's fine. But if you don't have enough security or insurance, something happens and you lose money. Or somebody pulls out 100 issues. It'll go down a little bit. It's got to go down because there's no rarity to it. As rare as. Kinda?
Kinda.
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 Okay. But either way, I'm outnumbered. I think we're
Either
tied.
way, you're between two
talking-
people
yeah.
that just want to keep it
Right,
and
left, right,
admire
left.
it, and
And there's nothing wrong with that because I mean that would be the coolest thing because you're saying about history. I mean, what greatest thing to
Americana.
have
Yeah.
is to have that in my hand. That would be so
That's-
wild.
that's-
But I wouldn't. I couldn't because my God, all the stuff you have to do just to keep it in your power. That's just scary. Doesn't matter where you live, but you're gonna have to buy a lot of extra things so nobody will take it from you. And not that, if you gave it to a children's hospital to use it from, okay, that's good. But if somebody was going to take it, they were looking to take it for other evil Lex Luthor type purposes. Maybe Lex Luthor would take it.
Well, he's a jerk, so.
Yeah, he's a jerk, man.
he'd only be interested in his own first appearance.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he wants to get that to make the money to buy more machines
yeah.
to take down Superman.
Uh-huh.
But I think we're tied now. I think with buys and sells, or keeps and sell. I think we're a tie.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're a tie. So
I don't know.
when your friend comes
I'm a
in,
keep. You're a keep. Steph was a keep.
He's a kid.
No, I don't think we're tied at all.
Mara, we didn't ask Mara. Well, Ralph, you were on the fence, though, but he brought you over. No, Mike, you were like, I was going to sell. We have to go back to that first episode. Put that little piece
Mike's
of him in
on the
there.
fence.
And then Andy brought him over to the dark side.
The light side. What are you talking
Dark
about,
side. That's
man?
a dark side. So, all right, I think we covered that, don't you think?
I think so.
I'm
I think
losing
so.
anyway,
Yeah,
so
I'm sure this is a
I wanna-
conversation that we're going to have multiple
No, I want to
times.
kill it now because I'm on the losing side. Please, if you have any comments, leave them on the box below.
Like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Thanks
you.
for watching.
Thanks.